right now. This is Ticker News Insight.
Hello and welcome back to Ticker News Insight, where we are looking to focus on the best of business with clever people joining us from right around the world. I'm your host, Mike Loder, and to our latest story. And PeopleBench is an education workforce improvement company dedicated to transforming the education sector by building better school workforces. CEO and founder Fleur Johnstone is an entrepreneur, on a mission to make schools an amazing place to work. A very welcome change for what I imagine a lot of schools are going through at the moment. It's good to see you, Fleur. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Mike.
No worries at all. So tell us about PeopleBench and I guess the company's mission outline, just to start.
Yeah, well, you've touched on it there, Mike. PeopleBench has quite a important mission from our perspective, and that is to make schools amazing places to work, because we know that when they become that, they become amazing places to learn. And we can see that in the literature and the outcomes that we achieve for and with students and communities. So our business does that through our research, which we do independently, and we do that with partners like the University of Pennsylvania's GSE in the US. And we do that through our technology, which gathers lots of workforce data and student outcome information. And then we take that research and we make the findings really practical to use for leaders in schools and systems of schools. So that's our work.
That's a lot of data that you've got to be dealing with there, and I'm not exactly a numbers person, but how has PeopleBench progressed from a research project into now a full-scale business operating across Australia? And you did say the US as well.
Yeah, that's right. So, we originally started as a pro bono research project, and the challenges the sector facing are substantial. We know that in 2016, UNESCO told us we would be 69 million teachers short for the needs of K-12 kids across the world. And that, plus things like COVID and even things like climate change, are really changing the way schools operate, when they can be open, how they deliver. So we started with curious questions about how we're going to address issues around attraction, supply, retention, well-being of staff, because critically that makes a difference to the impact they have with students and kids and communities. So we took that, and when we worked with educators, we realised they were missing lots of the tools, resources, benchmarks, information that they needed to make better decisions about how their schools could be great places to work. So that's how we built a technology platform, Mike, and we co-designed it with the sector, and we continue to do that as we expand.
You make it sound so simple, but how are schools integrating the innovative tools created by PeopleBench to address those key concerns faced by the industry at the moment, Flo?
Well, the industry cops a lot of flack, to be completely honest, Mike. And in fact, our schools are filled with incredible, clever people, and so are our broader school systems. There are processes around strategy in schools, and there are lots of discussions and lots of intent around improving. But when we got in and started doing this work, we could see that they were missing tools and resources to be part of already fairly strong strategy processes, and rolling that right down into schools where leaders and teams of staff who are actually doing the work have a bigger voice in how the work should be reshaped. So, it's been really important to do that work right at the grassroots, as well as with the most strategic levels of decision makers.
Absolutely. Fleur, why do you think it's important to bring this entrepreneurial mindset to the education sector? It's not something that's always been done or always been thought of. How do you think it could influence in a positive way?
No, you're right. Again, that's part of the public narrative, and even very informed narratives, like late Sir Ken Robinson was constantly highlighting that failure to move away from an industrial model of education. We know that some of the hallmarks around entrepreneurialism includes introducing diverse thinking and diverse ideas. Entrepreneurs analyse risk, they assess, potential reward, they think about how they're going to communicate new vision, be prudent with resources, design, test, learn, adjust. All of those things are going to be important to the way we think about schools as places to work in the future. So it just makes sense that we're seeing this coming together, and, hopefully and optimistically, that is actually happening. We've got lots of diverse people trying to solve these problems.
Yeah, Fleur, I want to thank you for bringing this all to our attention, and of course I wish you and the team all the best moving forward. It sounds like you're very busy across those two nations, and once again, thank you for bringing this to our attention. The education sector is obviously changing quite rapidly as we see things evolve, but thanks again.
Thanks again, Mike.
And of course, thank you to all of you for tuning in. I hope you've learned something from our discussion there. Definitely curious times for the education sector, and it's good to see people out there trying to boost what is a very important part of our society. I've been your host, Mike Loder, and be sure to head to tickernews.co for more. Be well, never stop learning. I'll see you again soon.